All right, guys, welcome back to another breakdown. We're going to be walking you through both pivots and orb today. I'm also going to be showing some live broker statements, some more data. I basically want to review all of that data with you guys because data is king. That's what's going to tell you whether or not your strategy has worked in the past as well as is going to work in the future. Anyways, without any further ado, let's go over this pivots trade that we were able to catch today. Before I go into that pivots trade, I like showing proof. So let me come into the Discord pivots chat, show you guys that it's not just me eating these positions, it's also the clients that you see right here, right? We do have a way in which we pass these evals in a single day, right? And then we move on to the live stage right after. It does involve losing a challenge as well. However, at least you're guaranteed to get through the eval in a single day and then on to the PA, literally the next day. And in my opinion, that's all worth it, especially if you're guaranteed one of them to pass. Nonetheless, let's get back into pivots, right? How does pivots work? Before I go into how pivots work, let me go ahead and let me load up strategy tester here so you guys can watch this data load to see how it performed in history. So we'll give this just a couple seconds here. All right, as you can see, this is with a little bit more risk. You can see the equity curve is very, very smooth. This is going back all the way to 2023. If you guys have not viewed the 25-year report, I recommend you do so. What you'll do is you go to Pivot Master here. You can see more of this data. This is essentially what I just pulled up for you guys. But you can click on the 25-year report here. Once you click on this 25-year report, it will basically show you the equity curve throughout the past 25 years. Yes, this is a back test, but don't worry. I am going to support it with a live broker statement later in the video as well. Anyways, let's come back to TradingView and go over pivots. First of all, what is pivots? There is generic pivot indicators out there. This is our proprietary one. We put a little bit of a quantitative twist on this one. So pivots is normally measuring either the previous days, previous weeks, volatility, right? Puts it through an open, high, low, close formula. This is a little bit different. We're not just using price action, right? We're using news, we're using holidays, we're using fundamental data. We're grabbing those APIs. It's grabbing the volatility and expected volatility from those events, compiling that, and it's giving like suggested levels that price is most likely going to react to, whether it's going to reverse at those levels or break out of those levels. We don't really know. What we've done is we've made it so it breaks out of a very specific level, as you see here. This dotted line is what we call the short trigger. This solid line that you see right here is the long trigger. So in short, what we're looking to do is basically short at the short trigger, long at the long trigger. And we've put on a step-by-step methodology that basically allows us to understand which one is more viable. So if I come here, let me go ahead and replay the chart for you guys. First of all, not sure if you guys saw the red and blue arrows, which shows that I did trade this. But anyways, come down here, right? It's going to pop up these sell stops, the stop loss, and take profit. Those levels all automatically for you. Let me just make sure, am I hitting the right record button? Yes, okay, we're good. It will automatically put all of that up for you, so you don't have to worry about doing any sort of manual analysis. It'll plot the levels, show you where to place your stops. All you have to do 15 seconds to 30 seconds before 9:30 a.m. East is place your sell stops or buy stops at these levels. You'll place your stop loss accordingly and your take profit accordingly. The average risk to reward is 1 to 1, right? Sometimes it's 1 to 0.8, as you can see here. Sometimes it's 1 to 1. Sometimes it's 1 to 2, right? So it really depends, right? The range is 1 to 0.8 to 1 to 1.2. All right, so that's normally the range. As you can see, price just absolutely fell off a cliff this morning. We put our shorts right here, take profit here, and that's how pivots works. Now we do give you the strategy script, this exact script that you're seeing. This is exactly what we're able to give you. You can use a third-party software like Traders Post or Pine Connector to completely automate these trades. Meaning, let me come back into strategy tester right here. The curve that you're about to see, yes, you can actually automate every single one of those trades, right? I do want to walk you through this equity curve just a little bit for you guys to understand it, because I think you guys just think, you're going to win all the time. That's entirely not the case, right? Over time, you will be profitable, and you can see that in the history here. But I want you guys to notice here the little drawdown periods, right? These little periods of rough right here, you will have losing streaks. And this goes for any strategy. I'm not denying that we take losses. You can see right here from December 4th to December 10th, we had losses, right? But you can see over time, when you hold through those losses, you will become profitable, right? And it's very, very important to understand. You'll always take losses, but over time, this strategy generates alpha, right? Nonetheless, this was Pivots today. Like I said, it's a completely hands-free system. You literally, all you have to do is follow it, and it'll make you money over time. Now, on to the next one. I do want to break down ORB for you. ORB is not a completely blind system like Pivots. Pivots, we have a live trading room. You can follow it to the T, blindly follow it. ORB, you can technically blindly follow it according to the data, but in my opinion, I'm going to bring up, this has to be on the 5-minute chart, and we can take a look at the data here as well. Let me go ahead and bring up V3, let this load up. ORB, you can technically follow blindly according to the data, and you'll see it pop on here. V3 has a 76% win rate. And if we take a look at this equity curve, you can see it just goes up, right? Very, very smooth, very, very clean equity curve. As you can see, there is a little bit of stagnation right here. So you can see from like October to June, we were pretty stagnant. Again, that's normal in most trading strategies. Shout out the clone trooper. Anyways, what I'm trying to explain to you is that ORB is also not a perfect strategy. There's no such thing as a perfect strategy besides maybe arbitrage. We are speculating, right? But we can clearly see that over time, if you were to follow every single one of the V3 ORB signals, it will be profitable. But you can improve these signals. I'm going to bring up the actual indicator here. As you can see, the indicator did print a win today, right? We had a candle close below the range, right? We entered in here. You can see me live traded on TikTok, and we just absolutely smacked within the first 10 minutes, just like Pivots. With ORB, I like to give, a little bit of a pre-market analysis. I like to know what's going on within the charts. Let me go ahead, leave this. So I like to give a little bit of bias because it helps me understand, where price is most likely going to go, right? As you guys know, I like to mark up the structure, right? I saw we were making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? I can't really objectively make a new lower low or lower high without breaking any of these ranges, right? We saw we broke this range, we were able to make a lower low. Well, now we have another range here. We either have to break this low or this high to continuously make a lower low or lower high, right? With that being said, I did not make a lower high until I broke this low. So in the future, yeah, eventually we made a new lower high to a lower low. And this is the market structure that we're able to see now, right? But before then, right, before the market opened, this is all we were able to see from a market structure perspective, right? So let me show you here. Here we are breaking structure, breaking more structure, right? And eventually, can't speak English, we're looking to break more structure here, right? Well, we still have this lower high being developed here. So I was at some point expecting that high to get taken out. And I did see this high with some fair value sticking out as well. And I did throw into the chat today that I was looking to short overall. Let me just show you guys. Let me come here, come into the chat room for Pivots. We are pretty active in this chat, very daily. Let me just come, where did I put my analysis in? Put it in, so here we go. All right, same exact thing that I'm showing you guys now. Here was my analysis that I shot out to the group. I said I'm looking to overall short this. I want to sweep these highs. Unfortunately, we did not sweep these highs right away. We just ended up shorting off. That's because, as you saw in that photo just there, we had this low resistance liquidity run coming in, right? We're basically building up liquidity. What I like to do is copy and paste that trend as per usual, bring that out, and now we have this like rising upwards channel. So I knew that price was, consolidating within this upwards trend. And usually when we're consolidating within an upwards trend and we're coming from a strong push down, this is one big strong push down, price is consolidating here. And yes, I did see a little bit of a chart pattern, and I figured that momentum was going to continue after really breaking this trend line here, right? So nonetheless, orb overall, I was looking to short. I put that in my analysis. I would have liked it more if we manipulated those highs into that fair value or imbalance, whatever you want to call it. I don't really believe in imbalances all too much. Really what I saw was this was a high, and we could come into that high after sweeping this liquidity and then start really, really shorting off, right? Nonetheless, here were some more trading opportunities that you could have taken advantage of, right? Coming into the 5 minute, first of all, let's talk about orb, since that's why the majority of you guys are here, right? Because my overall bias was short, I was favoring these short positions just to get a little bit more introspective with you. We were already within some sort of downtrend, right? Here is a higher high, higher low, higher high. We eventually flipped, right? So now our bias is short, right? We then came into this fair value gap, whatever order block. I'm just going to call it a POI, point of interest, right? And we are now making lower lows and lower highs. All right, so there's that new lower low, and now the market is starting to make lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, right? And you can just simply follow market structure. And yeah, I do have an indicator that marks the market structure automatically for you if you want it. That is a part of the ICT suite. As you can see, it marks in the zones for you too. You see all the zones it's putting in, more zones, it's putting that same zone in there, it's putting more zones, just shows you the break structure. I'm telling you, I figured out a way to objectify structure, and I don't think anyone realizes that. But anyways, regardless, what did the orb indicator do? Let me bar replay to show you guys that, one, it does not lag. Here is the candle, right? It lights up gold, as you can see right here, shows you exactly where to place the stop loss as well as take profit. Because we were making lower lows and lower highs, this was going along with my intraday analysis as well as high time frame analysis. I also knew that once we started to break this trend line right here, we were golden. Not only did we break it on the 5 minute, we broke it on the 15 minute, right? The 15 minute came, broke that trend, closed below that trend. And then what I saw even more introspectively was when I came into the 15 second, I saw this motherfucker consolidate. Look at this right here. Here is the consolidation, right? And I basically saw, okay, here is this nice strong push down that we basically had with orb, right? And we're doing that same thing that I just showed you guys on the higher time frame, where we have this trend line, right? We can copy and paste it over, right? It's strong push down, consolidation right in here, right? Here's that consolidation, right? We're within this trend right here. You can see it's battling to try and break that above. It failed to, right? It failed to. It's consolidating here, and eventually it starts breaking this trend, and it just absolutely falls off a cliff again. Watch how it breaks this trend, and it will start melting. All right, so there it just broke the trend. Let's give it a second. Give it a second. There's a major consolidation, and then bang. See, it's retesting the trend there again, and just absolutely melts, right? So eventually here it did come and break these lows. If we come back out into the 5 minute, right, we can see that then, hold on, let me get rid of this so it's more clear. All right, we can see again, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, still continuing that trend. You can see we eventually hit those lows from the previous day. The market's now starting to react. It should pop up a little bit at some point now, but it looks like the market just wants to keep selling off. This is live now, by the way. We should see some sort of retracement, maybe at least above this consolidation that it's created here. You can already see consolidated, continued. Now it's starting to manipulate that again. You might see it come a little bit higher. But yeah, I'm more, I can give you guys all this education for free. I really don't mind. It's really training your eyes to see it, right? And being able to train your eyes not only to see it, but put it into an objective, methodical, step-by-step manner. Everything that I'm showing you can be coded. If it can't be coded, I'm not going to show it to you guys, right? This market structure that I'm showing you is coded. I have it in the enhanced market structure where it will show you the direction of the market every single time from an objective standpoint on every single time frame, from an external range perspective, internal range perspective, micro range perspective. It's showing you basically everything. But again, reason why I'm doing this breakdown to show you that these trades are all fully objective. They're all backed with a bunch of data. With that being said, here are some live broker statements. This is downloaded directly from TradeStation. This is a mix of orb and pivots. We come into the trade list. You can see all of these are MNQ. You can see the timestamp 9:15. There it says TradeStation, right? And here are all the wins, all the losses in red. And you can basically see here is one of our accounts. And yeah, we do trade this with live capital. We're not just trading prop, even though we do. And you guys are seeing us post, 6 figures of payouts like crazy in total, and not 6 figures daily. Obviously, we're not that crazy. But Dan and I are going to be doing account flips soon, $400 to like $10,000 type of thing. We'll do that all live as well. We're going to do that with the community. The thing with those is that takes a little bit more risk. We have blown accounts in the past doing that, where like we started with 400 and we blew 400, but then we opened up another 400, and then the next month it's 10,000. So there's a whole lot more risk associated with trying to flip an account. But yeah, that's today's breakdown. Here's some live broker statements. I showed you guys some more data. If you guys are interested in joining either Pivots or any of the suites that we have, and you have more additional questions, please feel free to ask me. Like, I don't want you buying something you do not understand. So if you do have a bunch of questions in regards to the data, and in regards to how the indicators work or systems work or how to fully automate them, please ask me in Discord or email admin@tradexlabs.com. But yeah, here's some free analysis, free breakdown for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.